The Battle of Stalingrad is one of the most important and one of the bloodiest battles in modern history. Let's find out why. Hello everybody and welcome to History Abridged. It's history, just shorter. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Battle of Stalingrad, what exactly happened and why it's important. So let's get some context out of the way first. At the beginning of World War II, Germany invaded Poland and split its land between itself and Russia to form a non-aggression pact. Essentially, they agreed just not to attack each other. However, because Nazis are Nazis and they do things like this, they attacked Russia anyway. They invaded Russia during an operation called Operation Barbarossa. No, Barbarossa, not Barbossa. Barbossa's a Disney pirate. Barbarossa's different. Eventually, during this invasion, they decided to attack Stalingrad, and there are several important reasons why they chose to attack that specific city. For the Russians, Stalingrad was a vital center of industry and transportation, so it was really important that they did not lose it. On another level, Stalingrad also stood as a symbol for Russian leadership, as it bore the name of the current Russian dictator, Joseph Stalin. So if the Germans took Stalingrad, that could be a major blow to Russian morale. The attack began with a blitzkrieg, as most German attacks at the time did. The Luftwaffe dropped 1,000 tons of bombs on Stalingrad, reducing the city to mostly just rubble. This attack killed and wounded thousands of people, and it also cut off a major supply line across the River Volga. This all happened in July of 1942. Then the German army invaded the city, capturing a vast majority of it. They even planted their flag at the center of the city. The fighting in the city was brutal house-to-house, or rather, ruin-to-ruin combat. The Soviets used the sewer system and dug trenches to sneak around the city to avoid capture. And it wasn't just Soviet soldiers in the fighting. Every Soviet male of fighting age was drafted into the militia, as well as many women, serving as snipers, scouts, and other really important roles in the military. Anyone who couldn't fight was put to work building fortifications, moving supplies, anything they could do to help the war effort. Eventually the Soviets launched a counterattack, in which their troops were sent outside the city to cut off German reinforcements and surround the German army in the city. This put the German army in a bit of a pickle, and then winter came. And we all know what happens to non-Russians in a Russian winter. They freeze and they starve. Now at this point in the battle, it was very possible that the German army could have turned around and got away, and they even requested permission to do so. But Hitler's pride was on the line. He refused and ordered the troops to stay and capture the city. He did try to send some relief efforts by airdrop, but many planes were lost in the attempt. In February of 1943, the Germans surrendered. This was a humiliating loss for Adolf Hitler. It was the first major battle that the Germans had lost since the start of the war. And on the other hand, Stalin and the Russians were invigorated by this victory, and they decided to go on the offensive. The Battle of Stalingrad is one of, if not the, bloodiest battle in history. There was a total casualty count of 2 million people dead, missing, or wounded. There were 90,000 German prisoners who were taken to POW camps. But between the trip to the camps and the camps themselves, only 6,000 of them ever returned home, and that was 5 years later. This battle is often considered a turning point, at least on the Eastern Front, if not the entire war. After Stalingrad, the Germans didn't win another major battle on the Eastern Front for the rest of the war. They just gradually lost ground. And it didn't help that the Eastern Front was burning through resources and soldiers that they could have used on the Western Front. A strong argument can be made that this battle was the start of the fall of the German war machine that eventually led to Germany's defeat. Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you want to subscribe to know when I put up new videos, which hasn't been very often lately, hit that subscribe button as well as that little bell icon. If you have an idea for a future episode, please leave it in the comments. I love seeing what you guys want to know about. And also, if you have any comments about this episode, please leave it in the comments. If I got something wrong, or if there was something I left out, please, I love hearing about that stuff. It's awesome. And as always, this is History Abridged.